Joining me via Skype from London is our reporter, Jonathan Sacerdoti. Jonathan, what will this court ruling mean for Brexit? Will it get now entangled in parliamentary wrangling for months, possibly?
That's certainly a possibility, and that's why the government's made it clear that they plan to challenge this recent judgment from today, and there has been some time set aside in the Supreme Court already, even before the judgment came out, bearing in mind both sides would probably have wanted to challenge the judgment. What this does mean, though, is that if it went to a parliamentary vote, many MPs would then be in the position of having to decide whether they would vote according to their own beliefs. Many of them wanted to remain within the EU, or according to the beliefs of their constituents who elect them to Parliament in the first place. And the majority of British people in the referendum voted to leave the EU. And that puts them in a very difficult position and in a way pits Parliament against the will of the people. So there are some suggesting that if the government just took this to a vote right now in Parliament, they would actually win, and that the members of Parliament would vote to respect the decision of the British people, which was expressed by a majority vote in a referendum given to them by an act which was passed by Parliament itself, and that was always said to be a binding decision.
So what did they try to gain with this vote to begin with, if in the end they will vote in favor of the EU, of leaving the EU?
Well, it's not clear that they would vote in favour of leaving the EU, and that's something which I suppose makes the British government somewhat nervous. But also at risk here is the position that the government can take in negotiations should they get to trigger Article 50 as planned in March of 2017. Theresa May has made it clear that she doesn't want to give what she called a running commentary of the country's positions in negotiations. Some have suggested that's quite a strong line to take because she doesn't wish to give Europe anything to bargain against. She doesn't want them to know what her positions are. Now, if this has to go to a vote in Parliament, it's likely that even if the majority of MPs vote to trigger Article 50, they will demand more information about exactly what kind of Brexit the government has planned, and that will mean that she has to change her negotiating strategy. So this could now go one of many ways. We'll have to wait and see what unfolds in the coming weeks and months.
Thank you so much, Jonathan Sacerdoti.